You are witnessing a display of fresh fish that until very, very recently was swimming in the oceans of the Pacific and the Atlantic. And the lady who brought the fish today is Suzanne Weinstein. She's the owner of Coastal Seafoods here in the Twin Cities. And I'm very pleased that you took time from what I know is a very busy day to show us some of your wares. Thank you very much.
Well, thanks
Suzanne.
for having me.
I'm delighted you're here.
Thank you very much.
Now, ostensibly, the reason that we're showing this is because fish is so great for everybody, particularly for seniors, so that's the official hook. But the reality is that I think it's just such a delightful opportunity to show what's happening in the Twin Cities in terms of available seafood. What I learned from you and your general manager, Tim Lauer, is that when people go to their restaurants, some of the finer restaurants in the Twin Cities, what, 100 to 150 of the finer?
That's what we sell to.
Yeah. The majority of the fine restaurants where they serve seafood, it has come from your place, Coastal Seafoods. And every morning you and Tim shop the market around the world, picking up what's available. So,
yeah, we go to the airport at least twice a day, and we get a truck that comes in from the east and the west coast twice a week. And we generally carry at least 50 kinds of fresh fish and seafood in our stores and in the wholesale.
Remarkable. Tim told me that since the seafood comes from the Pacific mainly, and that the first stop is Northwest Airlines to Minneapolis, we have the advantage of the freshest fish.
That we get it really quickly. We're able to order from Hawaii in the afternoon. Like he will be ordering today in the afternoon from Hawaii, and we'll be able to get the fish by the next morning. So it's pretty neat.
Isn't that amazing? Why don't you just take a moment and tell us what we're looking at here?
Well, we've gotten some really interesting new fish in lately. This is a Kona Kampachi that is farm raised in Hawaii, and the company that does it is really careful about sustainability and contaminants, and there's like no mercury or low mercury in it. And it's just, their story of their farming is really interesting. We also, in the winter, because there's been more of an interest in farmed versus wild, we decided that we wanted to carry a wild salmon in the winter when it wasn't available fresh. So we get a frozen at sea coho salmon, which is this fish, which is just amazing. And the job that the supplier does is incredible in getting us a really fresh fish. And then the other a local fish that we get is the rainbow trout from Star Prairie, Wisconsin. We get that in 2 days a week. We get it in on Tuesdays and Fridays, and the fish was basically alive the day before. And then we just started getting from Grand Marais. We have a customer that we actually sell fish to, the Dockside Fish Market in Grand Marais, and her husband fishes right outside the store off the dock, and we get this.
That's pretty fresh.
Yeah, it's really amazing. It's a Lake Cisco, and it's an incredibly tasty fish.
Well, now, you can buy it also aside from at the restaurants. People can go to your stores, one on Minnehaha Avenue and the other on Snelling Avenue.
In St. Paul, yeah. And we have cooking classes at the Minneapolis store, which are really interesting. And for people that are afraid or don't know how to cook fish, we offer those year-round. And we also do party trays for people if you have a special occasion and you want maybe a poached salmon or something like that, we do that, or a shrimp tray.
That's amazing. Tell me this. Oh, I know. Now, we have a book. There's a book that you and your general manager, Tim Lauer, put out, and that's called what? Saltwater Cookbook.
Cookbook, yeah. Tim Lauer wrote this cookbook, and it's a really good cookbook. It's got great recipes. They're very accessible. They're easy to do. He explains things really well. It's a great cookbook. And we also, at the stores, have a variety of other cookbooks and recipes for if people don't know how to cook or have questions.
How does one go about, what is your recommendations for cooking fish?
Well, that was one of the things that people are afraid and stuff, because fish can tend to be a little more expensive than chicken, but with fish there's no waste, there's no bones or anything like that. And You can simply grill it or saute it or broil it. It's very easy to do.
What is it, 1 inch per 5-10 minutes? What is that?
Yeah, the basic rule of thumb is 10 minutes per inch of thickness. And the people in the store, our store clerks, have been working, they've all been working for a long time at Coastal Seafoods, and they're great at telling people what to do. Customers will come in and they'll just ask the person behind the counter, what's fresh today? And the person behind the counter can, you know, help the customer. We have marinades and sauces and stuff to help things too.
Now, so I go to a restaurant or I go to a store. How should I order? What should I look for? What should I ask? What should I ask the counter person or the wait person?
Well, in a restaurant, generally they'll have fish on special. They'll have a different special every day. And it's, you know, that's good to do, is to try one of the specials. When you go into a store, one of the things to look for, like when you're buying a whole fish, you want to make sure that the eyes are clear and that the gills, if you look at the gills, that the blood is still red in the gills and that the fish is shiny and that there shouldn't be any off smell at all. If it smells, fish isn't supposed to smell. It smells very fresh.
Well, do you recommend that the customer ask the wait person to let her?
Oh no, not in the restaurant or anything,
No,
but
in
when
the
in a store. Well, I think that, you know, generally the restaurants that we sell to, they get deliveries every day and they change their specials out, and you know, I think the quality is really good.
And there's no such, we don't have to worry about bones now anymore for eating fish.
Well, I think that in most of the time in the restaurants, the fish will, you know, not have any bones in it. But if you buy something in the store, the person behind the counter can tell you if there's bones in it or not. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Suzanne.
Well,
I appreciate you coming by. This was a lot of fun.
Thanks a lot.
Very helpful. We've been talking to Suzanne Weinstein, who's owner of Coastal Seafoods.